Capricorn, welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be an Astroflower reading for the week, going from the 3rd of October right through to the 10th. You'll see just beside me is the sun. We will be clarifying the cards with the energy from the sun and how it's going to be affecting your elements and qualities in your sign. As you can see it going through there is that big coronal hole. What does that mean? That's all to do with earth energy. So you've got that earth energy that's going to be playing in your life at the moment, which you will be able to see on your flower. So yeah, have you seen the monthly readings and have you seen the equinox readings? If you haven't, you should go and watch them. There's lots of things that are changing in this world, and it's giving us a really good heads up of what's coming down the line collectively and individually. So let's just go straight into your reading for this week. This is the overall energies. We have takeoff. Houston, we have takeoff. Yeah, leaving things behind. Basically, you're leaving an old life behind you. This is a major transformation for Capricorn. I've said it in the monthly readings. It's been coming up on the cards for several months now, and it's for quite a lot of you. It is a transition from one thing to another. It's walking away from an old life going into a new life. Let's just see what's happening on the karmic message on your relationship side. A lot of earth signs have had this. In fact, yeah, both Virgo and Capricorn, Virgo and Taurus did have this. It's taking a lot of pressure off, and I think this has come up for a lot of people for this week as well, especially in the monthly readings. Taking a lot of pressure off your relationships. Do they both want to come out? Yes, they do. You had that in your monthly reading. Yeah. Take a lot of pressure off. You will be... It's the joy. I can't express how amazing it will be if you just take a bit of pressure off any relationships that are around you. Just walking away from anything that has been conflictual. Just be dead and done with it. Don't let it gnaw at your soul any longer. Basically, Capricorn. I think that's what the message is. Let's just see what the universe is, how the universe is trying to sort of guide that message. Yeah, all right. For those who have ears, let them hear. Basically, the universe is sort of saying, if you're willing to hear it, and take off the pressure. If you're willing to hear it, there's loads of things coming in for you. Look at that, a transformation, and going from one portal to another. It's almost the other message I was getting. There was more fish in the sea, and I didn't want to be so sort of direct about that. For those of you who've been through a breakup, it looks like there's true love coming your way. You might even sort of like move on to sort of like a marriage sort of scenario, but it could be marrying with yourself. I think this is what the universe is really collectively as Capricorns is trying to say to us, is falling in love with being in love with other people. And it doesn't necessarily mean a couple, but it could also mean family, friends, community, and that sort of thing. It's going through that portal, going through that change that is actually happening here, and the universe is encouraging it. It should be an absolute celebration for you. Let's just see what's going on and how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. If you can walk away from that conflict and noise of any other relationships that is finished, and you can rake it over the coals as much as you like. When it's finished, it's finished. When a fire has gone down to its embers, it ain't coming back unless you put on more wood. So it's basically sort of saying here, don't put on more wood, and the guides are sort of trying to sort of saying, this way, move away, this way. They're really pointing you in a direction, in a direction of love. Basically, look at that, 2 of Cups, lovely. They're trying to help you fall in love with another person, or finding your true love, or falling in love with a partner. If you're already with a partner, it could be renewing your vows sort of scenario, just falling in love with that person. But it could also mean sort of like falling in love with you, of how you actually integrate yourself with the relationships that are around you, such as your family, your friends, and everything like that. You could love this new you that's coming out of you. Absolutely amazing. Let's just see how the guys are trying to influence the conversation that's in you. You know what it's like, Capricorn, when you're relaxed, the phrases, the words come easy. You don't have to try too hard. You're very humorous. You're very social. You've got that sort of air about you in a way that's fantastic. And this is where they're trying to encourage that within you. That's another marriage card as well. That's combining with this. Could well be for a lot of you where it could be marriage for you, being you could be proposing, or someone could be proposing to you, or you connecting with someone or moving in with someone. But it's also an understanding here, this is for the collective as well, because obviously that's not going to be for everybody. But for the collective Capricorn, what it's saying here is that this is one of life's moments when you're going to learn a process which can produce happiness. It's that stairwell, which is individually, each stair is a lesson for you. And if you apply those lessons together and the learning from those lessons, you can then put in a situation within your relationships around you, and that could be within your couple, your friends, your community, and your family, where you can actually produce happiness within yourself and with everybody else if you just apply your understanding and help other people to explore that. So it might be in a situation where you're sort of saying to, it could be a son or a daughter, it could be a friend or your partner, why don't we try this? Why don't we go freshwater swimming? That sort of thing, which is going to invigorate the relationship that you can have between you because of the experience that you gained of doing that activity. It's helping other people to open up, and I think that's what you're going to be doing more and more in your life. It's helping people to explore their ideas of happiness within the relationship with you. Okay, so let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side of life, the jobs, the business, and the projects. It's talking about responsibility here, and I think it's because you're gonna get that definitely just wants to come out. The world, a new start to this whole project. In fact, I've got a funny feeling you had that in your monthly reading, in that exact position, and it is the start of a new journey. You've got these projects that you may have been working on. You may have been working on several projects that are interlinked some way, and they all seem to be coming to a head at the same time. So the universe is here, the karmic message here is to open that new chapter in your life. Let's just see how the universe is trying to guide that message. It's giving you control by basically applying a lot of force behind you, like a wind behind you. So it's pushing you forward. So you don't have to try and move forward. You can use your force in many other things. You've got the universe sort of coming with you, and it comes with a lot of weight. Basically, the ten of wands can be sort of like letting go of carrying the world upon your shoulders, and this is the case of this. It's almost the universe is sort of saying, "Let me carry the weight. Let the universe carry the weight." So it will free you up to actually sort all this new chapter in your life. With vigor, and it's a realization. It's like building a ship. At the beginning, you can't really see the ship, and then when it gets, all of a sudden, it's kind of goes, and you kind of go, there it is. And it seems to be happening like that for long-term plans. But also at the same time, the Ten of Wands, this journey that person's been on has been able to accumulate enormous amount of understanding on their back. And this understanding is going to be what is going to be your product in a way. Your expertise and how you combine it with other people is going to be your product, is going to be your selling point. Let's just see, and that could be within your job, that could be within your business or your projects. Let's just see how the universe, how the guides are trying to influence that karmic message. They're negotiating for you. So basically, they're trying to sort out a situation where, let's just say, like you're going for 3 jobs. What they're sort of saying here is that your guides are almost kind of saying, what are you offering, what are you offering, and what are you offering in the way of the 3 jobs? And they're sort of saying, sorry, you don't make the bar. Only these 2 jobs make the bar, so you can come through. So they're filtering. They're not letting. They're not letting things through that are not at the height of what you should be receiving in a way. You know, temperance. They're being very patient about it. They're being very much sort of like kind of you pass and you don't pass. Therefore, we will allow those coincidences to come through in order for these 2 ideas to develop. This plan here is not at the height of the expectations or the aspirations of this Capricorn. Therefore, you're not coming through. So they're really helping you convert the sunshine or the moon or the sunshine, the light of the sun into the light of the moon. So then you can see 24 hours a day clearly about what's going on, and you can see both sides of the story. And being patient is really important here, because you've got to, when you're patient, you're going to know when to act, and that's what's going to be coming up in the future. But at the moment, within your job side, things are really starting to accumulate. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's see how the guides are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. They're asking you to speak with authority. I'm not speak to the police and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. But it's like your understandings that you've had over these years and the path that you've taken in your career path or your business or your job. You know, you've accumulated these understandings, and this is it's part of this wealth. This is what this whole Ten of Wands is all about. And here, your guides are trying to sort of help you to place those understandings in your workspace so it gives you weight and value, basically. This is it. 4 of Pentacles. Don't hold on too tightly, though, is what the 4 of Pentacles is sort of saying. Allow that stuff to come through, but only allow the stuff. She's ready to invest her money into stuff, into the market, and she's not just going to throw her money around. And I think this is sort of cool to you, because you can do this. You're like that, Capricorn. When you've got a bit of money, you're going to spend it. It goes through your hands like water sometimes, and that is the old you that's got to say goodbye to. And I think this is where the 4 of Pentacles are really trying to help you to be a little bit more sort of conservative in the way in which you treat or use money. I think in a way, a little bit more sort of discerning. Not discerning. That's not the right word. A little bit more sort of concrete, or a little bit more. You know, not prejudice. Yeah, the word's on the tip of my tongue there. It begins with a PRE. I know that it's just being prudent. It's a PRU, prudent. A little bit prudent in how you do it. And that's a bit of an emperor energy, sort of kind of going, I'll spend here, but not here. It's a bit like that sort of thing in a way, sort of scenario. Okay, so it's, with this new cycle that's coming through, it's going to take a lot of your wisdom to put it all in place. But the overall thing is just walking away from the old you gradually. You are moving into autumn period as well. And this is another factor that goes into it, which we will go into on this channel next week. Let's just see what's going on the overall outcome for you. It's when the sun comes out from behind the clouds, and it's just this of sunlight in your life. Very similar to the Nine of Cups, really. Scenario situation here. It's like as if you like the day has dawned on your life, and now what are you going to do with it? It's going to expose a lot of things within you as well. It's going to be it's going to need organization, because that sunlight is going to shine on a lot of things that you might not have seen. But it's going to be very refreshing to come out from under that cloud. Yeah, you're going to have to nurture you. This is next week. This is what I'm talking about. These things that are unseen and stuff like that, because they're under the surface, those pentacles. And it's that transition. This whole month for you is a transition, an incredible transition for you this month, Capricorn. It's going to be absolutely blinding. But here is about nurturing that transition, I think, into the following week. Okay. Now let's go into your elements here. So that's your weekly reading regarding the cards. Let's just see which cards are the most important ones according to the vibration of the sun, the energy that comes through the earth, comes through you, comes through your chakra system and your aura, and how you integrate that energy system within the world around you. So as you can see with the sun here, which is going through there, that's just the last few days. You've got those big black holes on the surface of the sun, which is called coronal holes. Hang on a second. Cody, assieds-toi, mon ami. Couché. I've got my dog that's come to say hello. He's such a lovely thing. Anyway, so yeah, you've got these coronal holes that are coming through, and that's all earth energy. And this is what's going on this section here. So it's all to do with the conscious, the subconscious, and the super subconscious. How you're integrating everything together, because that's your cardinal earth that goes round you like that. But you don't actually have any earth on the inside of you. You only have mainly water and air with a touch of fire. Mainly fixed air, which is that fixed air that comes in here from Aquarius. But you also have that fixed air from Scorpio on this side. And then you have the fixed water from Aries, Aquarius, and that fixed water from Scorpio. And I think this is here on this side here, is this change. You're going to want it to be very strong, emotionally steady and sure, and steady and sure mentally as well. And I think this is, if you look at all of these cards here on the outside, they're all about that. It's all about temperance. It's all about tempering and being prudent and nurturing, and the only movement real card here is the Ten of Wands, because there is movement after that. It's getting rid of that. It's walking away, and this is a whole new chapter in your life here. And I think more than anything else, I think it is the Temperance card that's going to be the most important, because you've got that that fixed water coming through. It does sort of play onto the lower side of that as well. But I think on this side here is learning to be patient and knowing when to push and when not to push. So I think on the business side, you're going to be looking at temperance being the most important card for you, and how you actually do that. On this side here, this is where you're going to get a lot more of your fire, because that's where you get your fire on your relationship side. You're a very passionate person about spirit, about the way we do things and stuff like that. And on this card here, you have the mutable waters coming through here from the pure sign of Pisces. So it's that give and take, I think, is going to be really, really important. And I think it's that transition here. So between these two cards here is how you apply your understanding, that three-level, that three-tiered sort of like pyramid understanding that you have within you. That's why they have that. On the surface of, I'll show you there, on the surface of the Hierophant, you've got the bar with 3 bars going across it, and it's like a gradual pyramid learning process that you go through, like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit sort of scenario. We do everything in trilogies, really, and it's that transition that's going to be important. So on this side here, I think it's the Two of Cups and the Hierophant, which is the most important card. But although it's got to be said on your relationship side, it's all very important. If the sun does start kicking off with a lot more fire energy, it's going to make this transition here change probably in the latter stages of the week. But you'll have to see on Cymatic TV for that. In the meantime, Capricorn, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.